Once upon a time, in one of those Lagos compound where fence is a gossip network and a gate remembered only visitors, there lived a small family. Now, this compound is not a character you meet in books. It's a chorus of people. Some who sew, some who borrow sugar, some who mind another child's business for an hour. Today, the story began with one small person and a large habit. The small person was called Kobe. The large habit belongs to Aisha. Aisha was a woman in her early 30s. She was beautiful in that steady. She slayed her box braid and dressed in fitted dress like she's going for a small celebration. But she had a trouble. She loved to sleep. Not the gentle, I will take a nap later kind of sleep. She slept like someone who had prepared tomorrow rest. If sleeping was a festival, Aisha would be the chief celebrant. Her husband, Tunde, worked from 9 to 5. Suit, tie, bus stop. The kind of job that takes him into the city and kept him there. He did his best he could by coming back home earlier. Kobe was 6 months old. 6 months is a dangerous age for stories. Too small to speak, too curious to comfort. He cried in the night and fused in the day. Baby's heart demand louder than the market bell. Today, trusted Aisha to look after Kobe while he's gone. He trusted her because he had to trust someone. And Aisha, she loved her baby, yes, but sometimes sleep was easier than the work of watching. This is not that Aisha was wicked, no. People in the compound like her jokes, but the habit has stubborn. Just 10 minutes sleep, she will say. Just one small rest. Lying softly on her pillow without watching after Kobe again. One morning, Aisha woke up early. She swept. She lit a small fire to eat food. She washed Kobe's little clothes and folded them neatly. She hummed the short song you hear often. That half melody between work and prayers. The house smells of oil and promise. She told herself, today I will not sleep this morning. But promises are light things. After feeding the baby, and after putting small things in place, she sat on the couch. The baby's eyes were heavy. The house was warm. She closed her eyes and said, just 10 minutes sleep. The compound heard such promises and smiled, because the compound know the meaning of just 10 minutes. Aisha laid down with a wrapper over her. Kobe played on the mat near the couch. On the lower table were everything propped. A bowl of bead for crafts, a small plate of food that she had eaten, a phone with charger loose, innocent things. But in a 6-month-old hands, everything became a story waiting to happen. Kobe watched as babies do. He rolled a little. He reached. He grabbed. He reached for the bead. The bead rolled. A small reach, and the story narrowed. Now, in this compound, there are different kind of neighbors. Some step in, some watch, some just pass, and some peep. A woman walked past and peeped through the window, eyes brown raised, curious with her lips. She watched for a moment, then walked on. She was the kind who sees and moves on. She did not step in. In this house, Aisha kept to herself. She did not roll with other neighbors. She was more of the private woman. So, when Kobe hand came across the beats, not every neighbor was ready to interfere. You know the breathless feeling when small danger becomes too near. This is what the compound felt. The bead rolled. They all watched through the window, trying to wake her up, but she was not awake. She was deep asleep. Kobe's finger closed around the beads. If this bead had slipped into his mouth, the morning would have turned to a clinic story very quickly. Luckily, there is a man in this compound named Kunle. Kunle is the sort of neighbor who sometimes walk into your sitting room as if it belongs there. Not nosy for gossip, but for the kind who see danger and act. On other morning, he had quietly taken a stray kerosene bottle away from a child or tie a loosened wire. It was not flashy. It moves when he needed. So, that morning, Kule heard a click, the sound of the bead on the mat. He stepped in without ceremony. plucked the bead from Kobe's hand and put it where Small Hen couldn't reach. It did not look for praise. It muted small things, big harm, and moved on. The woman who had been peeping with her walking in kept walking and did not even help. She would tell the story later to the other neighbor, of course, as neighbors do. Aisha continued sleeping through it all deeply. She is a sleeping queen, of course. Even without noticing a stranger coming into the room to help Kobe. Some people live with this kind of sleep. They do not notice door open or step passing. That is the shape of Aisha's habit. Kule's action saved Kobe that morning, but saving was not a grand parade. It was a small, quick hand that made the difference. Sometimes, heroes are like that. Quiet, tidy, back to their choice before anyone remembered their name. You must be wondering, where is Aisha's husband? Today, when he returned, he saw the house full of small faces and whispers. Then when he was about to walk into his apartment, Mr. Kunle called him and explained what had happened that day to him. Tunde was shocked. As he ran inside, he took Kobe and did what most fathers must do. He went to the clinic to run some tests on him if he had swallowed those beads. Then they ran the checks, X-ray, the nurse's measured voice, the doctor's serious look. Aisha sat like a small bird. Guilt and fear make a woman small in the clinic chair. Tunde watched the monitor. His jaw was a line of worry. But the doctor smiled, finally, and said the gentle thing. No bead is in his throat. He is fine. Relief is heavy and sweet. Aisha wept. Tunde's face loosened. He did not raise his voice. He held her and said, "We will fix this. We will be careful." Some words carry more weight when they are soft. The clinic is also a place where people think of small cracks in their day. Aisha remembered the night she had slept, when the baby fused, and the morning she has chosen to rest over watching over her child. Later that day, Aisha and Tunde went home later that day. Aisha started working on herself. Aisha did not always sleep so much. She grew up with a mother who woke up before the market and slept after pack-up. She learned to fold clothes well and laugh loud. But life changes people. After marrying Tunde and moving to a small bungalow, she found few demands outside the house and more temptation to rest. Sleeping sometimes is rest. Sometimes it's protest. For Aisha, it had become a pattern, the body's way of shutting out small sorrows. That was part of the story. Another part was that she did not mix with neighbor. She kept to herself. She was private and proud in her own way. This is not to say Aisha deserved punishment. Many of us are tired. Many of us sleep to hide. But habit can create danger. Especially when small lives depend on us. The habit of sleep becomes heavier and the house must speak. This is the end of this story. The lesson in this story is clear. Never leave a baby alone. Babies do not know what is dangerous. Beads, coin, sharp object like knives, they would reach out to it and put it in their mouth. So, put sharp objects away and place them in places their hand cannot reach. If you must rest, call a neighbor or ask someone to watch over your little one for a while. Don't say just 10 minutes sleep like Aisha did and leave them alone. A quick safety check right now can save a child's life. If the story touched you, share it with a parent or tag someone who needs to see this. Thank you so much for watching this story. Please like the story. Share with me your thoughts about the story in the comments. And lastly, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next time. Bye.